Oh yeah, I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as the nice guys on business.
JJ just laid a letter on my desk. It's from the Church of Scientology. They said they are enacting a law to have Tom Cruise in every classroom.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I won't take the name of Tom Cruise in vain.
Broadcasting from no closer than 100 yards from their court-mandated distance from Tim Ferriss. It's the nice guys on business. Most days, they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your two favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
I always have things to talk about. As soon as you connect with me, I have things to talk about almost immediately.
Almost all the time?
Almost all the time. Well, there are those weeks that we actually arrive with no agenda at all, which is most of the time. But actually, I have just a couple things from a customer service perspective. I really want to talk about something here that really fries my fritters when it comes to like the good and the bad way of handling customer service. So can I start?
I don't like when your fritters are being fried.
I know. I don't like. I have an air fryer now, and I'm using actually AI intelligence to help me fry fritters now. But
that's pretty funny. I have one quick thing to say before we get started about about our show last week. I made a comment about our friend, our listener, our Funkin' fan. Let's see, how many other ways do we call our group?
You got them all. Nice guy community.
Yeah, I got them all. Emily. Who has actually been co-host on the show a number of times, and we were commenting on her Nice Guys stuff, her merch from the merch store.
I recall.
And her T-shirt and her mug, which we greatly appreciate them. Everybody, Emily and anybody else. I think did Sally put something?
I did. I saw a welcome back, Sally. Sally purchase. Way to go, Sally.
Yeah, I thought I made a purchase. I haven't gotten mine yet, but maybe I forgot to hit enter and didn't. I don't even remember. It's been one of those weeks. So, but anyway, I made a comment about Emily and her T-shirt that I liked I liked the T-shirt very much, and I made some comment about it. Would look even better on the bedroom floor or something. And for those of you that don't know, Emily is a happily married woman. I mean, happily as far as I know. As far as she's told me.
I think
she seems to speak typically highly of her husband.
By the way, her lumberjack shotgun carrying husband, just so you know, before you get to the rest of what you said. Okay,
exactly.
Got it.
And I heard from a couple people that they found that comment a little bit off-putting. And definitely, Emily and I are pretty tight. We're pretty close. We're friends. Nothing more than friends to, her shotgun and lumberjack carrying
yes.
husband. But, it was probably a bit too casual. I certainly don't want anyone thinking anything about me that I would make that comment just about anybody or about some woman that I didn't know. And I think I was probably a bit too casual with that. I have the utmost respect for women of all ages, shapes, sizes, everything. I love women very much, and I certainly would never want anyone to feel that that was a misogynistic or negative comment. It really just came back because I'm very casual with Emily, and I think we're really tight. And that I did speak to her afterwards, and she did say that she was not offended by it. And Emily, if you were being polite and you even were a little offended, I greatly apologize. But anyway, I just wanted to clear that up before we started. So I apologize to anyone out there if I have offended. I certainly did not mean anything by it. And I will keep an eye on that more
I will now
in the future.
Rip up the letter from the EEOC. Thank you, Strickland.
and HR. Did you talk to HR too?
I talked to HR, man. You were fucked. That's all I know.
We can't do anything about HR. So if next week the show is Doug and Emily, you'll know why.
You were about to get the entire. I saw you on the Wall of Fame with Matt Lauer just a moment ago. I wasn't 100% sure that you were going to survive the thrashing that HR gave you last week. But yes, I appreciate the apology, and Thank you. I will accept, at least from my offensiveness, offended standpoint, I will accept your apology for the rest of the community. That was very, very good of you, Strickland, to say that. I was not remembering if you said something to me that you were going to apologize. I didn't remember, but I'm glad that you did. So thank you for sharing that.
Well, and I've clarified with Doug also that he should definitely point these things out to me if he hears them in the future, and that even though we have a very, very strict no editing policy with the fuckery on Fridays, sometimes we can go against that and make changes if absolutely necessary.
Lord have mercy. God forbid that we actually do any kind of editing. Shoemaker's son.
I know, right?
on the show. Okay, well, let's get on to the rest of the episode. That was well said, Strickland. Thank you, and thank you for bringing that up at the top of the episode, which is actually the only time that other than Steve O'Brien we have actually listeners. So thank you for doing that. So today in the mail, it's dated June 14th, 2024. So it took a few days to get to me. It's from our good friends at Citibank. All right, important tax information, and it looked like it was in like one of those. I would call it spam kind of advertising marketing envelope. So I'm like, I'm just going to throw it out because I don't really have it. I think I have 24 cents in my Citibank account right now, just because I was using the account as for promotional purposes when they had some special going. I didn't want to, delete the whole account. Anyway, RE 2022 1099 interest return issued by Citibank as a payer. Okay, so I was confused about the subject matter, but it sounds like something related to a 2022 1099 INT, which is what a bank sends you when you get interest from them if you have a savings account.
Okay.
During a recent review, and among other things it says in this letter, but this is the first line. During a recent review, I identified that interest income was underreported to you for tax year 2022. This error may have caused you to not receive a Form 1099 for 2022. However, we will be filing a 1099 INT for you and will be issued to you and the Internal Revenue Service in July of 2024. If you need to refile your that's all I need to hear is if you need to refile your taxes as a result of this, it was kind of them to offer to pay the first $200 of our normal $2,000 tax return that we have to file. But what the fuck? Do they have any idea how much this screws up like all of the other things that go on? But so this means that if I don't do anything, I'm going to probably get a little ding by the IRS saying, hey, look, you didn't refile the return after Citi did. We want to take a look at your 2022 return, which of course always brings up a whole set of different things: investment properties, subchapter S corporations, a C corporation, a 1090, all the shit that I got to go through. I'm like, so fuck. Just because they underreported, they did it. It was their mistake.
So did you get one that had an amount, but it was just too low? Or did you not get one at all?
Then I go down the fact-finding trail of trying to, all right, let me look back to my 2022 taxes, which fortunately wasn't too long ago. And I discovered that I did declare income from interest from Citibank. They gave me a 1099, and then they sent another 1099 after that.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, now and it's coincidentally the same amount as the mistake that they said they made in the letter. So I'm thinking, did they send me the letter actually having had corrected the 1099 that I've already sent? Now I'm just going to go down a rabbit hole with the IRS to refile. I'm not refiling that. So I don't know. I know I did file, because I talked to our accountant today and I said, I know I did file a Citibank 1099 INT, but I don't know if it's for the correct amount or not. So Jason, our wonderful accountant, said, you know what? Let's not do anything and let's wait for the IRS to send us their letter. So I'm like, oh God. Yeah. Thank you, Citibank. Very much appreciate all that you have done for me to help me to make sure it's a smooth transition in 2022 on my tax return. Fuck Citibank. They're not a sponsor, are they, Strickland, by the way?
Not yet, and they probably will not be. I don't think.
I think if they reached out and said we'd like to sponsor the show, I think I'm actually going to decline. Okay,
that's a good.
That was one thing.
I like it.
The other thing that I wanted to, do you have any comments about that? Or are we done with it? Can I put that
No,
aside?
I should just say welcome back, welcome back. My name's Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler.
Hey,
Before I forget, I should
before
say.
before I go to jail for tax evasion or whatever they're
Right.
going to put me in jail for. Okay, the other thing I wanted to share with you. Now, I know I told you about this yesterday, but I know that you've had a busy schedule today. Today was the day that I interviewed Kelly Thornton from Tige Hanley. He is the guy that provided us all the wonderful facial products.
That was very thoughtful of him. Yes, I'm sorry
He was,
that I couldn't make it. I had a crazy day today.
no worries. He was a super gracious guest and a wonderful Baltimore, Towson, Maryland. He was born and raised in Towson and moved to Chicago.
Get the fuck out. Now, he didn't go to Towson State
No,
University.
I did ask him that. He said, "Well, you're a Terp." He said one of his partners actually went to University of Maryland, graduated 3 years later than I did, but we were having some good. We were doing some good Balmer Hun catch up, which was very nice.
That's cool.
So,
I love that.
for those in our community that have no idea what we're talking about, just listen to. I'm going to give you the date. Not that you have to remember this. Just subscribe, rate, review, and follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. July 8th is going to be the airing of the Tige Hanley episode. We had a great conversation. I hit him right up front. I said, "Dude, you can't send me 8 products and then tell me uncomplicated skincare for men." He goes through why, and he did a solid job of explaining how it actually is a lot less complicated than you and I were making it. I don't want to go into that because I want to tease it for somebody to listen to the episode.
I like that plan. That's good.
So we had an enjoyable conversation. It was about a 45-minute conversation. They do about $20 million of business a year. So they do a fairly robust amount of business.
You could say that, yeah.
And there's 3 guys. So of course I said, all right, from my understanding and going to a startup conference, there's usually 3 types of people: hucksters, hacksters, and hipsters. So he was like, oh my God, that was so good, because he picked which one of those guys he fits into. And for the hipster, huckster, and hackster, huckster and hacker profiles. And so if you have no idea what we're talking about, listen to July 8th episode, Kelly Thornton from Tige Hanley. It was
nice.
really fun.
So are they going to be a sponsor then?
So towards the end of the episode, I do ask him that question. And again, a very good teaser, Strickland. You need to listen to the episode. You actually have the power to listen to it ahead of time because you have both of those tracks right there.
I can cheat it. I like it.
I talked to him a little bit at length about his son is in the business with him. Right now he works in the warehouse. He's in his early 20s. And I said, yeah, let me talk to you about a family business that didn't work. Have you ever heard of Sandler Sales? I went into the explanation. He's like, oh, I see our fathers were very similar to that regard.
Oh, damn.
So
I do like that his son is working in the warehouse, though, right? It's not like the son graduates from Wharton and he puts him on the executive team, right?
No.
It's like, no, you got to start at the bottom, dude.
No, we've talked about he started in the mailroom. We talked about that and the importance of having your legacy actually have to deal with, the tough stuff, the sweat equity you got to put in before you actually graduate to the boardroom.
That's like the Tim Ferriss model, right? Like you need to learn to do everything. You don't have to be able to do everything perfectly in your company, but you really want to start at the bottom and know how to do everything all the way up the line so you can figure out how to keep things efficient and working well.
Well, he's definitely got his head on right. We talked about luxury and lack of luxury, and he's like, dude, everything I have I put back into my business right now. He says we're in a growth phase. Yeah, we may have done collectively $100 million in sales, but I put my money back into my business. I believe in he's the Stan's methodology of, hey, what do we invest in? You invest in you. You own your fucking company. You invest in you.
Right.
So great conversation. July 8th, Kelly Thornton, Tige Hanley. Check it out for sure.
Cool.
What else is going on in the world of Strickland Bonner? What's happening in day job, gig, or anything else that's going on in your life?
Oh, so that was it. You've gotten through all your topics already.
I did. I went through all of my topics. I mean, I'm sure I could make up some other topics as we go along, but
Mm.
mm,
Yeah, it's all good. I'm just I'm under. I've just got, everything goes in waves, and it's definitely crazy times right now. As soon as we finish up, I've got more stuff to do, but it's all good stuff.
what happens when you when you get buried? I mean, you completely get. I said to you this yesterday on the phone. I'm like, I know when work is like looming, like your day gig is looming, because I'm like, he's disappeared. He's gone under the radar. Strickland's gone
Yeah.
under the radar screen. Somebody go find him. Strickland's gone. Strickland's gone. Weep whoop weep whoop. How is that? Because for me, while I'm busy doing turnkey stuff, turnkey is all I have. So for me, I don't have that other day gig to keep me busy.
Mm. It's you do what you got to do. I'm making lists and checking them twice and making sure that nothing falls through the cracks. I mean, that's really what it's all about.
Strickland is working on his controlling his task list. I think if there's anybody in our community that might have any suggestions for him, I think there's a double complexity, or the double-edged sword of, not only do you have to be able to deal with a packed schedule, but you also have to have what we call a formal relationship with time. But you also need to maintain a task list, and that's got to be the toughest thing between calendar and tasks. If you can't kind of master those, I could see how you could go under pretty deeply pretty quickly.
Well, that's it. And my struggle, and I'm open to anybody that's got suggestions about it, is really just keeping track of all of the tasks, getting them all into one place, and making sure that I'm checking on them. They're just in too many different places in too many different ways right now, and it seems like it should just be easy. Just put them all in one place, but I'm
Well,
just
have
too
you
ADD.
now? I don't know if
not
you've
organized.
ever
So.
if you ever heard of this type of schedule, but have you ever heard of like having a flex week? Like, do you know that, like, how
I've
that works?
I've heard of it, but I
I've
don't
heard,
remember what it actually means.
it's
So,
kind of like working a little harder for 3 weeks so you can take that fourth week off, and then legitimately kind of honor the, I'm going to take this fourth week off in this month, or working 3.2 weeks in the month so that you can have the zero point 0.8 week in the month off. Now, I don't know how anybody that owns their own business can and doesn't have it's not like we have a huge staff, and it's not like we love our team, and our team does a great job. But when you are needed, aren't you needed?
sometimes, yes. And of course, it is all about us building the company so it does not depend on us specifically, right? That there should be as few as possible tasks that are specifically dependent on me. But sometimes they just come up and they happen, and there are things that are complicated. Like if we have a new a podcast that we're taking over production on, right? Like I've started coming up with a list of like, oh, these are the questions we need to ask them. But there's so many subtleties to the answers sometimes, right? Because it's like, if they do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to be like, oh shit, we've got to talk them off of that, but I've got to figure out how to do it diplomatically, right? Or, things like that. But yeah,
Well, how do you stop from being, we've talked about this before, and I think that we've done a really good job of doing this for the most part, but how do you stop from being what you call the single point of failure? Because there are things sometimes that, without you being like the catalyst for making the decision or going on to the next thing, the bottleneck starts with you, and you never want that to be the case. But how do you put somebody in a position not to be the single point of failure or to replace you?
well, it is about setting the systems up, and situations that we know come up over and over again. How can we set someone else up to be able to make that decision? That's really what it's about. But then there are things that are one-offs that are weird that like you can't prepare for. It's all case by case basis, I think.
So, in other words, what you're saying to me is we actually need to hire like a COO or a CEO or executive VP of operations, or whatever that position is, right? Does that sound like that's?
I don't think we do, because it just comes in waves sometimes, I think, right?
Yeah, you'd have
Like
that person standing around twiddling their thumbs for 3 weeks of the month, and we're like, well, that just lost us $3,000, or that lost us
Right.
$6,000 or whatever. And we're not in a position to be able to do that either.
Exactly. There
Hey,
is
did you?
one interesting thing that happened that's
Oh,
completely off topic of what we're talking about right now that I just saw this morning that I thought of.
other than Michael Neely and Krista getting engaged?
What? I have not seen that. I've not heard that.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
very
Okay, all right.
exciting
Well,
news.
we'll talk about that in a second. But you have an agenda item. Okay, what has come up in this morning?
So Louisiana passed a law.
Mm,
They
that's
passed a law.
that's the first time for that. Okay, good. Uh-huh.
It requires the 10 commandments
Uh-huh.
to be posted in every public school.
All right. So, are we dealing with a little bit of conflict of, separation of church and state here? Is there a little bit of that going on? How does that even become it can't be any more black and white than that. That is involving the church and the state in a decision. How is that constitutional?
You see, that's the thing that amazes me. Okay. Because I was reading through some of these. And first of all, I didn't realize this, but in 1980,
Mhm.
the Supreme Court
Mhm.
actually passed something, I guess it's a law, that says the 10 Commandments cannot legally be displayed in schools or government buildings
Is this just
because
somebody trying
it
to?
is
Yeah.
religious.
Is this somebody trying to test the law? Like, is this a 1440 newsletter subject, or is this something else? Because I read 1440 today, and I don't remember seeing that.
Where did I see it? I mean, I
All
get
right,
most
anyway,
of my
it's
news
fine.
from
Doesn't
1440 Digest. So
doesn't matter where you got it from. But so tell me more. How does that even become? So has that become a law, or is it in the process of working on becoming a law? I'm just a blue. Is a will be.
So apparently, the Louisiana governor signed it yesterday,
All right.
and it has to be enacted and taken by 2025. So it's not something where like every school has to go out and buy this tomorrow, right? But there's so many things that are just so wrong. Like,
Well,
first
what
of
is
all,
that?
like I said,
Yeah.
it's the Supreme Court in 1980. So this was 40 years ago, apparently. They said it can't appear anywhere because the 10 Commandments is at its core, at its essence, a religious document, a Christian religious document, and there is a separation of church and state. So you're not allowed to do that anywhere. Well, the Louisiana governor basically said, fuck that, right? And the argument that he's using is something along the lines of that the 10 Commandments are the basis for Louisiana law. Like the laws of the land came from the 10 Commandments being law, which again is ridiculous because the 10 Commandments are, first of all, Christian specific, right? And then I read another article this morning that points out that the actual 10 Commandments, basically, popularized by Charlton Heston in the 10 Commandments movie in the 50s, is kind of bullshit. That basically the idea of the commandments shows up in 5 or 6 different places in the Bible, and they're all slightly different. And there are up to 17 to 20 of them, and they're all written a little bit different. And obviously there are different versions of the Bible. And so even across different versions of the Bible, that it's just beyond ridiculous. And then they said it will be required, but it will not be paid for with tax dollars. It will be paid for with donation money. Okay, so you got something that you're turning into law, and you have to have a poster-sized version in every classroom in the state.
Oh, every classroom.
Every classroom in this, not even every school, every classroom in the state, all the way up through college, elementary school through college, and taxpayer money won't pay for it. It will be paid for with donations. Well, what if you don't get enough donations and then you're breaking the law? Like, it's the most ridiculous ridiculous thing. It's just so crazy to me. And what is more Christian? Forget religious, okay? Christian than the Ten Commandments. If I'm Jewish, I'm going to be offended by seeing that.
Wait, hold on. I just got to get our fact checker in here just for a quick second. So just so you know, the Ten Commandments can be seen and taught in both the Old and the New Testament. So remember, you just made reference to a very good movie, Charlton Heston in the Ten Commandments. Now that was about the Jewish exodus from Egypt and into the Promised Land, 40 days, 40, all that time, all that shit going on. So the Ten Commandments are related to the Jewish struggle also. So we do follow them. So it's not necessarily just Christian, but doesn't eliminate the fact that I don't understand how we are separating church and state if we are talking about the Ten Commandments as it relates to a law enacting the importance of displaying the Ten Commandments. How is that possible?
Right. I'm with you. Even if we agree that, okay, there are a 10 commandments and this is the text of them and we're all in agreement on it. Even if that's the case, then it's like, okay, what if I'm not religious? What if I'm atheist? Or what if I'm Buddhist? Or what if I'm Muslim or whatever? Yeah. And for them to make the argument that this is, where our laws came from, one of them is don't take the Lord's name in vain. Okay, what Lord? Which Lord? What it's just so you know, it's just so crazy.
JJ just laid a letter on my desk. It's from the Church of Scientology. They said they are enacting a law to have Tom Cruise in every classroom.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I won't take the name of Tom Cruise in vain. Yes.
Goose, where are you, Maverick? Where are you? That's crazy. I did not know that.
It's just so nuts to me that this could even, it's just crazy. How could a law like that get passed? I mean, the whole idea of the Constitution, the United States, for those of you who forget, who were not here, 200 years ago, right? The whole idea of the Declaration of Independence was because of religious freedom. The whole point was they wanted to be separated from the Church of England. They wanted to be able to believe whatever the fuck they wanted to believe. That's the whole idea of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, is freedom from religious persecution. It's just nuts to me.
It's knuck and futz, my friend. The whole world is going to hell in a handbasket. I mean, starting right here in Louisiana. And I think personally we should go down there and picket the Supreme Court. I don't think that anybody should buy any of their robes. Nobody should buy any robes. But if somehow we can get a mug into one of those Supreme Court justices' hands that say, welcome back, now we've got something going. How great a testimonial would that be for our products if we could get one of our products in the hands of somebody that would actually wear it on like social media?
That would be amazing. Yeah, like Mr. Beast, like we could get Mr. Beast
or Taylor Swift or any of that. I'm one of the nice guys, or something like that. But, then again, Strick, you probably would just make some lewd and lascivious comment about Taylor Swift and go down the fuck hole from there.
Probably. Yeah, do something to offend her, I'm sure.
Hey, I heard anything else on the Louisiana Supreme Court? Anything else going on?
No, it's a pretty funny article I just pulled up in USA Today. 10 Commandments in Louisiana schools is fine as long as they note the ones that Trump broke, right? That would be pretty funny.
That would be, let's do it. Let's do it. Go ahead. Just read them real quick and I'll just check it off.
Any 10 Commandments poster should note the ones Trump violated. Let's see, it needs to be at least 11 inches by 14 inches. The text needs to, for example, per the length, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Well, Trump has previously dropped goddamn in his speeches. So
okay, good. So that's one. So you've broken that one.
Let's see. Next up, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Well, Trump rarely goes to church, and on this Easter Sunday, he posted this decidedly non-holy screed, and it's basically one of his.
All right, got it. Okay, so he's gone with two of them are out the door, so we only have 8 commandments left. Okay, good. Well, it's actually working in our favor here. There'll be none left. Go ahead.
Okay, thou shalt not commit adultery.
Well, we know that one.
We know that one. He's broken that one.
Claims he never saw or never did anything. Okay, that was 3. So we're
He
over
breaks that
3
every
so far.
day and twice on Sundays,
Oh,
which goes back to the last one
Yeah,
that he's
okay.
broken.
All right.
Trump 10 commandments definitely don't say a thing about stealing. Thou shalt not steal.
Okay, well,
He was ordered to pay $2 million in damages for using money from his own charity to pay off business debts.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you not only are giving me the commandments, you actually are telling me the the parts that he broke. Is there let's cut to the chase here. Of the 10, are there any that don't have an exception next to them that he didn't actually break?
Let's see. Put more succinctly, don't lie. What else have we got here? Oh, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
All right.
Put more succinctly, don't lie.
Okay.
And I think there's somebody that keeps track of the lies that a president tells. And I think he was at like 30,000 over the course of his 4 years of presidency. That's
amazing.
He broke that a little.
Okay, so are you going to tell me that there are none that you've named 5 so far, and we're 0 for 5. So there's 5 remaining. Is there any that is there like thou shalt have a do whatever it is a comb over? Thou shalt have a comb over.
No, there's not. I think he ran out of space for the rest of the article. We don't have any.
Thou shalt not be orange. No, that's not working. Thou shalt not be called President Cheeto. No, that is not correct.
Yeah, who knows?
All right.
I think that was
I do know that we have a couple of voicemails in there, and we probably just a couple. This was a I don't want to say an up week. This was a lesser week, a lower weighted week when it came to voicemails. We must have done something right or wrong last week.
Well, we're down to only 3 this week, which is closer to what our normal used to be.
All right, so
who knows? Maybe this is the new normal. I don't know.
Let's cue them up, and I have a question for the Magic 8 Ball.
Oh, okay. Well, you will have to enable participant screen sharing first. So why do you have that by default disabling? But like, are you worried that you're going to get into a Zoom meeting with somebody and they're going to share their screen and it's going to be some dirty pictures or something?
No, but that's where it probably originated from. I just haven't gotten in. I changed any of the preferences. Remember when we used to have these Zoom room bombings or Zoom bombs or whatever?
Oh, sure. How could I forget Zoom bombs? That was like 3 years ago that was popular.
That's probably the last time I was in my Zoom preferences. It's probably equates to probably the last time you edited an episode of The Nice Guys. All right.
Probably true.
All right. Hey, have you gotten in touch with the band yet? Have you found them? Are they out of jail? Are they all out of jail? We haven't.
I haven't heard back from them. I'll have to reach out again, find out if they're still alive and still doing their thing.
Yeah, because I really think Erica had a really, really, valuable contribution through her voicemail and what we can do with our theme song for Jim.
I agree. I thought it was a brilliant solution.
All right, let's drop into voicemail world here and see what we got on the agenda. But I do want to ask Magic 8 Ball a question.
Okay.
What's your Magic 8 Ball question? You said something, and it just completely made me lose the entire thing. But okay. I remember what it is. Okay, Magic 8 Ball. Are 3 messages the new normal? Strick, you gotta. I see how you had these laid out. You have them like they're little grains of sand in a very large beach. Why don't you tighten them up a little bit? Put some buffer around the front. Cover those messages up.
Well, what? You're looking at the wrong thing. You see, here's
wow. What's that at the end? Oh, that's just I got it. Sorry. Sorry, I was absolutely looking at the wrong thing. Okay.
Yeah,
Magic
don't
8
pull
Ball.
the curtain back. Don't tell people how the soup is made.
Magic 8 Ball. Are 3 messages the new normal?
Is 3 messages the new normal? What say you, Magic 8 Ball?
I think that would be.
Sorry.
It's okay. No worries. I'll
you know what? And I don't think, God, I didn't check the sound on any of the places actually. So there's probably multiple. So if I share screen, I've got to click the thing first.
Carry the one.
God damn, right? I didn't even think about any of them because there's
so many. God forbid I ever try to run an episode on my own. The biggest challenge is that I can't because I don't know how to run any of the fucking technology behind the scenes, and it's so simple.
There's one over there too. There's 3 places that I could have possibly messed it up.
All right, Magic 8 Ball, what say ye? Is 3 messages, the new normal.
Ooh, I'm going to have to call you back on that one. No. Don't call me. I'll call you.
Oh, well,
Wow,
it
that
looks
was a
like
big-
Magic 8 Ball's like
Just
begging
blew me
off on that
Just
question.
blew me off on that whole situation. All right.
Completely.
Well, that's fine. If that's the answer I need to accept, do I have to accept that answer?
I mean, you could ask again.
Let me ask it differently. Magic 8 Ball, do I have to accept that answer?
Do I have to accept that answer? What say you, Magic 8 Ball?
Well, actually, I think even a couple of mental midgets like you guys can handle that one. So yeah, sure.
Oh, wow.
All right.
I think he's basically saying, I was quite clear in my first answer, so
Understood.
I don't see what the problem is.
All right. I understand. Magic 8 Ball sometimes has Magic 8 Ball is kind of like our original AI. Like it really is in charge. The Factory of the Future has a man and a dog. The man is there to feed the dog, and the dog is there to make sure the man doesn't touch anything. So I feel like Magic 8 Ball. Thank you. I appreciate you keeping us straight. Thank you very much.
Okay, we ready for the voicemail?
Yeah,
now?
I'm ready.
Okay. We got a voicemail from Jared. I said a voicemail from Jared. You know a voicemail from Jared. Nobody else will call. We got a voicemail from Jared. Screw the rest of y'all.
I forgot to tell you, I actually have tonight, we have plans with another couple.
You mentioned that you had dinner plans, but it's like double date dinner plans or something. Are they making dinner? Are you making dinner?
I think it's like a potluck where our neighbors are having us over. I'm not sure if they're going to like tell us that we're like bad neighbors or if there's something that we've done wrong or what. I mean, they are kind of like the early hippies of the neighborhood. Not that we're hippies at all, but they are definitely the 1960s something. They're both retired. They both just kind of globetrot. They go to like Burning Man and do all the shit that hippies would be doing. So I'm a little intimidated by what's going to happen when we go over there. I'm not really sure.
They go to Burning Man. That's pretty serious.
They do a whole bunch of they have this what are those things called? The Mercedes like Sprinter. They have like one of those vehicles that's like the live-in kind of van.
Oh, those are nice.
But they have like a $2 million house and a Sprinter van. You know, it's like, okay, well, I guess they choose to live in the Sprinter van but it's such small quarters. It's like barely has a bathroom in there. And, you know, they're like taking a shower with one foot in the van and the other foot in the shower. You know, it's like, okay, well, they could have gotten a slightly bigger like RV, but they are, I think they are like, they're hippies. They're both retired and they just kind of enjoy life and they just travel the world together in this Sprinter van.
So, but do they like travel the world or do they like go to Burning Man and then they live there for a couple days? Like if it's only a couple days at a time, maybe they're comfortable with it. Whereas if they were going to be like out for 2 or 3 weeks at a time, it might be a different story.
I think they do the 2 to 3 week traveling and they have no problem with it at all. I would have being all up in somebody's space for that long, that would be a challenge for me. I don't, the Airstream that we have in our backyard, which is a permanent installation, by the way, it does not go on the road, but the Airstream that we have, it's like almost 30 feet long. It's got a separate bedroom, a separate bathroom, an eating area, and a kitchen. You know, it's like an apartment. And I still feel a little bit claustrophobic in there because it's like, man, that's pretty close to be with somebody for such a long period of time. Don't know.
So it's just the 2 of you and the 2 of them?
I don't know. That's the other thing. I don't really know. Am I going to get put in an environment where I actually have to talk to other people? And I really don't want to talk to anybody. I have to talk. I don't know what to think about this whole scenario. I'm just not normally I get off from recording with you and I just get in front of Netflix and I just have my dinner in front of the television and I kind of like my simple life that way.
So, if they're hippies,
yeah,
they could be swingers.
Oh no.
Maybe that's why they're bringing you over.
Normally wouldn't there be like some sort of sign? Because I don't, that they're like peace and love kind of hippies. Is that what you're thinking?
Well, I've heard a couple of different things. Do they have upside down pineapples anywhere outside their house?
I don't know. Is that the international symbol for swinger?
That is it, but it has to be like upside. You see pineapple door knockers all the time.
Yes.
They're pretty common, but apparently if it's upside down, that's a sign. Now, I've also heard like having a hot tub is a sign, but I don't believe that every person that has a hot tub at their house is a fucking swimmer. That's
I
kind of
have a hot tub.
well, there you go. I know for a fact, as far as you've told me, that you and JJ definitely do not travel in those circles, so to speak.
I appreciate you using those terms. No, we do not travel in those circles. So we have a hot tub. We have no. I remember when I don't know if you remember. I married Danielle. It was a very short period of my life. You remember?
I remember.
That?
I was there. I was at the wedding. Yeah.
Okay. So when we first started dating, after I got divorced from my first wife, when we first started dating, I was driving a minivan. It was an old minivan that I had from when my kids were young children, and we needed a minivan. So that was the vehicle that I was driving. And on the back of the minivan, I had a rainbow something or other. I don't remember what it was, but it was a rainbow sticker. A magnet. It was a rainbow magnet. And she's like, aren't you gay? I'm like, no.
Oh my God. In other words, when
I'm not gay. She says, well, what's with the rainbow thing on the back of your car? I said, I like rainbows. What do you mean? It's like, I would be the guy that would have the pineapple that would somehow be, turned around upside down. And I'm like, I like upside down pineapple. I don't want to date your wife. So that's the shit that I tend to get into because of my innocence when it comes to most of this shit.
Oh God.
So anyway.
Yeah, you just like rainbows.
I do. I'm not gay. I just like rainbows. I remember exactly saying that. Well, you see what happened. I ended up getting married. Well, I ended up getting divorced, but ended up getting married. That's what happens.
These things happen. Well, that's because you're a serial monogamist. I mean, really, you were getting divorced and you started dating somebody, and it's like, oh, well, obviously I've got to marry this person. And then that's what happened again when you got divorced again.
Exactly. Hey, would now be the time that you want to talk about Michael and Christo, or just you?
Oh,
I
forgot about Michael and Christo. We can put a hold on the old voicemails for a minute. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Magic 8 Ball didn't really care what I thought about anything, so fuck Magic 8 Ball. Voicemail is just going to have to hold for a second. Yeah, so we got a call yesterday. Michael and Christo were visiting us from Florida. We went to the Hearst Castle. Holy shit, what a fucking amazing tour that was. I've been there, but it's been decades since I've been there.
The Hearst Castle?
Hearst Castle was what's his name? Randolph Hearst? Randolph?
Yeah.
Right. So media and magazine conglomerate kind of guy, that just very, very wealthy guy, built a huge mansion in this area called San Simeon, which is in the Central Coast, just south of Monterey in California. And he's built this huge castle in like I think it was from like 1915 to 1930 or something like that. It took him to 20 plus years to build this castle with his architect. Anyway, the state now owns it, and the state has been giving tours for decades about, of this castle. And it's just an amazing tour. They show you the grand room, these big pools. It's like something crazy, like 100 rooms between the guest rooms and the main house, and all this old art and old furniture and everything. It's just a fun, you know what? Kind of like a national park, Strickland. You probably have no interest in it.
It seems a little more interesting than national parks to me, but that's just for me.
Just a big old house, and the journey that William Randolph Hearst, that's his name, William Randolph Hearst, between the journey that he took to acquire his wealth and his fortune.
Interesting.
So anyway, so we were with Michael. Thank you. We got to get back on track here. So Michael and Krista were with us, and then the next day, Michael calls and said, "Guess what?" And this was through messages. So guess what? We just got engaged. And I'm like, fucking got engaged? You were with me yesterday. Why didn't you just tell me you were going to? He's like, I didn't know I was going to get engaged. I bought the ring when we were out of town in Italy, and I just couldn't hold on to it any longer. It sounds like the story of my life. So Michael Neely, our good friend in podcast coach and expert, is heading into marriage number 4. So
is it number 4 for him?
Yes,
wow.
Number 4 for him. Number 2 for Krista.
So that's 6 between them.
6 between the two of them, and they have 3 kids. Step.
So it'll be lucky 7 when they share this one together.
Could be. Let's see. 3. No, it's going to be 4 and 2. It's going to be lucky 6.
They already have 4. Oh no, she has 1.
She has 1. He has 3. So it will be 4 and 2.
Got it. Okay. Well, congratulations to them. They are
both Michael and
lovely,
Krista.
Lovely people.
Yeah, they are wonderful. We did have a good time with them in California, just enjoying wine country and doing all the fun stuff in Paso Robles. And congratulations to Michael and Krista. They have a podcast called Infinite Love. So if you're interested in hearing more about it, just type in either Michael Neely, Neeley, or type in the words Infinite Love Podcast. And I think they just have a couple of episodes. It was a show that we used to produce called Mornings with Michael and Krista.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask about, because that's
and it is now Infinite Love. And I think they're
we don't produce it anymore.
I think no, I don't think we produce it any longer, because I don't think they do any editing at all, including an open and a close. So who knows?
Are they still doing it daily? They were doing it daily for a while. It was a lot.
Oh no, I don't think they're doing it. That is a lot of work to do a daily show. When we were doing 5 episodes. How the hell were we doing 5 episodes a week?
I don't know. I do
not
know.
I'm tired just thinking about that many episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do voicemail.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, Doug and Strick here. So I'm done. Episode's over, and I'm shocked. I'm not sure what to say. You know, I love you guys. Enjoy the show. And I mean, other people pretend to enjoy the show and call in once in a while and complain about the voicemail not being inclusive. And then Erica gives a fantastic idea for it. And I was the only one that called in and actually commented about it and said that was a great idea.
True.
Great idea.
So I don't know. Maybe we don't change the song because they only want to, they wanted to say something about the song just so they had a reason to call. Maybe that was their reason for calling. I'm not sure. I mean,
stirring the pot.
I don't know, fellas.
Stirring the pot.
Kind of sending mixed signals. You got 6 voicemails. I'm 5 of them. Erica's 1. I don't know. I couldn't resist. What the fuck? I couldn't resist it. Nobody called and complimented Erica's voicemail recommendation.
I hear a challenge. All
right, fellas. Appreciate you guys. Love the show, and it was a good one, even though Strick went on his rants for guns and blah, blah, blah politics stuff. So it's all right. We still love you guys. I honestly don't mind hearing you guys' stance on stuff. Just didn't really have anything to say about it. So, all right. Appreciate you guys. Take care. And I'm already looking forward to next week.
First Amendment and all, you know. It's like,
I don't remember what I was ranting about last week, but
it's all politics.
I do. When Jared said I'm done, I was nervous. I'm like, oh shit! Like he doesn't want to call anymore. He doesn't want to listen anymore.
Are you kidding me? No,
that was not the case.
Jared is a fixture on the show. We have a theme song and a Magic 8 Ball that sounds a lot like him as well.
I know, right? But I agree. I just thought that Erica's idea was completely brilliant, and we absolutely should do it. And I'm surprised nobody else chimed in about that.
The biggest problem with what she has set a path for is just, you know, we're dealing with probably a band that many of the members have OD'd at this point. And it may have to be that, I mean, I hate to go to the drawing board and come up with a brand new theme song, because I'm attached to really the old theme song. Maybe not the words, but the melody. I just like the melody.
Well, and that's the thing when you know, I think I brought up a couple of weeks ago when Sally started calling on the regular, like maybe we need a whole new theme song altogether. And that was just going to be way too much work. But I love the idea of just having them, you know, keeping the same, you know, music bed and the same vocal line, but just changing a couple of words. That's why it was such a brilliant suggestion.
Well, we don't know that the other 2 voicemails are not related to the theme song lyrics. So why don't we just, let's put a pin in this for now, as us cool people say. And Let's see if we get drippy on these last two.
Okay, here we go.
I don't think
I just would like to leave a message. It's very endearing to my heart. I've been meaning to call for a while, but I just haven't been able to get in contact. Last time I tried to call, it told me that the number was out of service, and I was really disappointed because I really wanted y'all to hear this. I really just wanted. I'm so sorry. It's taken me so long. Potato. Thank you.
Hey, wait a minute. Was that your daughter?
That's funny as shit.
Was that your daughter? Because that's
apparently it was, and I didn't even recognize her voice on the call until she said potato. That was a pretty brilliant voicemail. Funny
that was
shit, actually
very good. I was trying to figure out, where are we going? Is this? First I thought it was voicemail porn for a second, because she really does spend a moment in that kind of that raspiness, and then she wasn't getting around to the point, and I'm like, what? I thought maybe then it was a wrong number, because she doesn't really reference Doug or Strickland or the Nice Guys on Business. She just says, I've been meaning to call and get around to this. And it wasn't until the word potato came out that I even realized that was your daughter.
And this is the daughter that's actually living with me right now. So I listen to her every day, and I didn't even recognize her voice. She did a very good job, I guess, of disguising it, whether she was trying to or not. But it sounded to me like somebody who was kind of calling in for the first time and was a little, embarrassed or uncomfortable. And I think she played that off rather well.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. We didn't get any of that. Well, thank you. It was Amanda, right? Thank you, Amanda.
Yeah, Amanda. Thank you, Amanda,
for leaving that message. And potato, back to you as well. Okay, voicemail number 3.
Okay, number 3.
What's up, y'all? It's Sally. Sorry I missed calling in last week. I had a week. Oh my gosh. Did anybody else just have a week that sucked your soul out of your body and rolled it around in a rock tumbler of destruction?
Kind of feeling that right now.
Just me? Okay. No, I did listen to the episode though, and I did enjoy it. So yay! And I just finished last week's episode, and it's Thursday. My week from hell has kind of continued. Well, it's not from hell. It's not completely from hell. Some of it's from other places. I'm going back to school full time in the fall, and I had to go to 2 days of on-site new student orientation. And I've never felt all of my 43 years so intensely as I do now. Anyway, it fucks with my brain, man. I am apparently old. These kids, I just can't. Anyway, calling to say I did something I'm not proud of. I fast forwarded through the content of Hunter Biden being convicted, Trump's conviction, gun buying. I couldn't do it. I fast forwarded, and I feel, you know what? I feel like that was the right thing for me to do. But more content with Strickland's mom, please. Oh my God. She's awesome.
She's awesome.
That was hilarious. I love y'all. I love the show. And I'm looking forward to another episode of The Puckery tomorrow. Woohoo!
Well, and that is the benefit of listening on Thursday. When you then listen on Friday the next day, it's kind of like a one long continuous episode. And that's, who wouldn't like that? And thank you, Sally, by the way, again, for not only leaving the voicemail, but having the welcome back mug. I think that was a very wise choice. Welcome back.
So I wonder if also that was a commentary on, where we should and should not go with the content. Maybe when I start ranting politically, that it's just too much and we really should just throw that shit out the window.
Either that or, Strickland, I just think that you should continue grabbing them by the pussy.
Hey, Doug, remember that discussion we had about editing the podcast?
I'm just joking. That was a reference. Go back to the beginning of the episode and listen to that. And I just wanted to make sure I clear the air a little bit, make it create a little levity in this situation.
Hey, if the president of the United States can say it, why would it be offensive for us to say it, right?
Who says shit like that? Who says that?
Dude, I got to tell you, I don't think in all of my years I have ever said that phrase except to say in reference to what
Right.
that Trump said it. I've certainly never said that to anybody else that I know or am friends with or on the podcast. That's for goddamn
so
sure.
you know where the line is. It sounds like you know where the line is.
Well, apparently, I mean, I don't think that's a terribly high bar, but apparently I don't always know where the line is, but I definitely know that's over the line.
It's definitely
Fucking
over.
hell. So Sally apparently is going back to school.
Yeah.
I guess she's going back to college, and at 43, yeah, that would be weird. That would feel very weird to go back to college at 43.
Well, especially if you're doing if you're not going to like a school that is focused on adults continuing their education, if it's like a community college that has like 17 to 19-year-olds in their first year, it's like, yeah, I'm just taking some of my university specified requirements courses. So I'm like, Jesus, fuck. Really? Aren't you like 12? You still have braces.
Or online. Like I went back to college online about 10 years ago when I was changing jobs, but I didn't know any of my other fellow classmates, but that's different from going back in person. That's crazy shit.
And hats off to you, Strickland. You're only 118 credits shy.
I know, right? I was so close.
You're so close.
After only a total of, let's see, I did 5 years right out of high school, and then I did another year and a half. Yeah. So after 6.5 years, I'm so close to getting that degree.
That's something I really should have asked your mom. I should ask her about paying. Did she pay your college tuition or did you?
No. I took care of that.
Okay. Apparently you did.
I'm still paying the student loans. I should know.
Oh my God. It's so many loans. Yeah. All right. We have anything else to discuss? We got total of 5 minutes left before I actually need to officially kick off here.
Nothing I can think of. I think you better make sure you should go scout out their house for upside down pineapples. And is it your next door neighbor or are they like down the road somewhere?
No, they're like 5 houses down on the left-hand side. So they're at the other end of the neighborhood.
You should probably fly your drone down there, like over their backyard and look in the backyard and see if they have like, hot tub and upside down pineapples. And let's see what other signs of swingers. I don't know, like clothes all around the backyard or something. I have no idea.
Scattered, strewn, dead people. It's like
sex chairs in the backyard or something.
Oh God. Okay. I will mind my P's and Q's when I'm over there. I'll make sure I put on my dress chastity belt.
I definitely want to get the reviews afterwards and see what happened.
All right, you got it. All right. In the meantime, thanks for listening in another week, everybody. Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, the only podcast I provide voice for and also actually listen to, I'm Steve O'Brien. Well, that's what I tell them, at least. Listen to the beginning and the end. All the stuff in the middle is just yak, 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 yak.